Okay, 5 great ways to make progress in your relationship. Check it out, it's right here. And watch this video. I think there's parts about this relationship you haven't thought of. And that's why today, as your mentor, I'm gonna open up your mind to some great ideas. You're in a relationship and you wanted to move forward, right? And you're wondering, what do I do? You feel like you've tried everything. You feel like you've covered all the different aspects, but for some reason it's not making progress. And you're wondering, what do I do next? Well, hey, I'm here to share with you, as your mentor, some other ideas that I really believe are gonna work. They've worked for other people, and people who've been married for 40 years, people who've been married for a year, people who are dating. So all the way across the board, I've got some ideas here on my list that I have tested and tried and they work. And I'm not gonna waste your time with all the ideas that don't work. So let's take a look at this. So I've got a checklist for you of what to do to create this relationship. So what to do in this relationship so it can have some progress. Okay, number one. My wife and I, we teach a class called Royalty and Romance. We have taught this class now for, oh my goodness, I think 9 years. 9 years, 4 times a year for 9 years, on the average of about 800 to 900 people in each one of those classes. And it's a live event here in Salt Lake City. And we have people in the room who have been married upwards of 50 years together who are here in this class. And we have newlyweds, we have people who are dating, but it's everybody who's wanting to improve the relationship and move the relationship forward. And one really big piece that we do in the class is we provide an experience for them that they actually can learn of each other. And over the years, the 9 years we've been teaching this class, the couples come to us afterwards, or they'll send us a testimonial, and they will tell us that that one activity caused them to draw closer together and make progress. So number one is to learn about the person you care about, where the relationship you want it to be better. You got to learn of them. It's not what you need to do, it's what you need to learn about them. That means asking questions. Now, this is not an interrogation process, to learn of them. But what happens is when you go to learn about them, you are curious about them. You're interested in them. Now, here's something that's really cool about this is, when you're curious and interested in somebody else, you are what you're doing is you are pouring out your interest. They feel that you're interested because you're interested in where they've been in their life, what vacations they've been on, what's fun, what's scary, and you're interested, and they feel during that process like you care. And that becomes this incredible feeling coming from you because you're still curious about them. Like, I've been married for 25 years, and I still, to this day, when we go out to dinner or we're sitting at home on the couch or we're going for a walk, I am still learning about my sweetie pie. And what's awesome is our marriage is still progressing. We still are making movements because we're curious about each other, learning about each other. You don't know everything about this person, so you continue to ask questions. Continue to be interested. Okay, I'm going to check that one. Next one, create new experiences. Things you've never done before. I surprised my sweetie pie, and we were down in Moab, Utah. And there's a Jeep safari you can go on in Moab, Utah, where you are literally driving up and down the super steep, they call it slick rock. It's this sandstone rock. But these Jeeps that you're in have really good knobby tires that really stick to the sandstone mountains really well. And you literally can crawl up these super steep hills. neither one of us have ever done that before. And I'm the one driving, she's the one in the passenger, and we're following the guide. It had our heart beating the whole entire time because it was fun and scary at the same time. And we still to this day are talking about that experience. The experience caused us to come closer together because we experienced it together. She can point out the time that I was scared, and I can point out the time that she was gripping the edge of the seat and the handle, and we can point out these experiences we went through. But it was an emotional adrenaline experience. It is extreme. You don't have to go do this, but I'm pointing out it was something we never have done together before. So fun, playful, new experiences bring you together. And that creates progress. Fun, playful experiences. There's just endless ideas, but that is such a go-to when you create those experiences. Now, you can get stuck in a rut and do the same things all the time, always. And it's like, all right, change it up a little bit. Okay, next one. Something that creates progress in a relationship is actually to talk about your hopes, your dreams. You know, what do they hope and dream about? What do you hope and dream about? But then also coupled with the fears. What are you worried about? What are you concerned about? And if I never knew what my wife's fears are, then that would be something she wrestles with all by herself. But because I know her fears, I can help her know how to get past those fears. I can figure things out and help her. And so knowing my wife's hopes and fears, I know what motivates her and I know what can stop her. And that means now I care because I know where to care. And so if a situation arises, I know if that's going to create fear in my wife or if it's going to create hope for her. But because I know that about her, I can be in that experience with her to either protect her or motivate her. But for definite sure, when I'm mentoring couples and I'm noticing that I can ask the husband or the boyfriend, I can say, hey, what's their fears? And they go, oh, I don't know. They don't share them with me. Well, that's a relationship that's not going to be making much progress because sharing your hopes and fears is personal. It's really personal. And if you don't feel open enough to share your hopes and fears, you're not going to move forward very well. And that's a risk. It is a total risk to share your hopes and fears with somebody. It really is because you don't know what they're going to do with it. And so when somebody opens up to share their hopes and fears with you, don't mock it, point at it, slander it, respect it. A person's hopes comes from deep in their heart. And a person's fears comes from deep in their mind. And when somebody goes to share that with you, they literally are opening up their heart and opening up their mind and sharing with you. And if you're not sharing your hopes and fears, you're not opening up that much. You're not opening up that much. So that's a big one. That's a game changer. And so when I'm mentoring couples and I find out they don't know that about each other, that's a great exercise to go through. But definitely that they have high levels of respect for each other on that third one. Because a lot of trust, a lot of respect as they go to open up and share. Okay, acts of service. Boy, the two of you go do a service project or go get involved with service together, you learn so much about each other. That's a whole different side of a human being is how they give service. And when you go do a service project together or jump in with an organization to do a service project, you're going to see a whole different side of them because service projects bring out our contribution side, which usually lays dormant and you don't see that side. But when you're in a service project type of situation, it is super attractive to see the person you love and care about giving service. I mean, it is so attractive. I mean, it's actually weird to say, but it's actually romantic. When I know, wait, candles in a dinner is romantic, right, Kirk? No, it's really attractive. I remember working on a farm, and Kim and I were in the garden pulling weeds in the carrot section. And she's all, got dirt on her face and the wind's kind of blowing in her hair. And she's got her gloves on and she's pulling weeds in the carrot section. And I'm pulling weeds in the carrot section. I look over at her and she is giving of her time to help other people. And there's just a whole different energy about that. Whole different energy. If you want to move your relationship forward, both of you get involved in some kind of service and you will see a side to them that is super attractive. Oh, it's just so good. I'm sitting here thinking of all the different service types, and I could almost cry. I'm going to stop so I don't cry. But it's just really, you see a side to them that is really neat. And then because you both did that, oh my goodness, you'll know it. Go do it. You'll know exactly what I'm talking about. But that is an incredible feeling. Incredible feeling. So acts of service. And they can be big or small or your own little service project you do together. But I really believe that a couple that serves together will stay together. Because there is something cool about that feeling and that energy. It's really, really, really awesome. Okay, last one here. And this is a great checklist. Every single one of them work. And if you just do one, it works. If you do two, it's even better. But this one right here, problem solve together. Instead of, having a problem that you're trying to sort or get through or, and you're trying to do it all by yourself, reach out to your spouse. Reach out to your, the person you love, your boyfriend, your girlfriend, your partner, whoever it is, and say, hey, I got a challenge I'm trying to figure out. Or maybe you're terrible at finances. Maybe your checkbook is a mess. Maybe your house is a mess. Maybe your garage is just stacked full of junk. Ask them to help. See, when you humble yourself enough to ask for help and give them a chance to serve you, that's opening up some really precious parts of who you are in your heart and who you are in your mind. So instead of trying to be the perfect one, and instead of trying to, put on this performance that you're good and everything in your life is in order, where you're stuck or you got your house is a mess or the closet is a mess or a project that's not finished, ask them to help. Because when you open up to be helped and you give them a chance to help you, there's a super cool bond that happens there. And then they might need help and you go help them. But it's super cool when you problem solve together. Again, it's another side to you that they have not seen before. And a way that a couple progresses is that they actually are learning about each other all along the way, and having these experiences together. It's super cool. Plenty to choose from to cause progress in your relationship. Plenty. Okay, so Royalty and Romance. I brought up Royalty and Romance. Fantastic event here in Salt Lake City, 3-day event, live. See if you can be here in Salt Lake City. Look at the link below that'll talk to you and share with you, it'll share with you some information about the Royalty and Romance class. Now, if you can't travel for whatever reason and you can't take those 3 days to get here, to that event, click on the other link that has to do with my monthly mentoring program. Because you had a great mentor in your life, you could move forward in your relationships. I know how to do that. I can help you. So either one, Royalty or Romance, or click the link about my monthly mentoring, and I'm here to help.